Hey, it's Felice, totally awake, and I'm back with another video. Now, in this video, I just want to talk about sacrifices made for so-called Jehovah, really the cult organization of Jehovah's Witnesses, right? But just the little things, not the big things, because we know that people have sacrificed their life for this religion, and whether it be following the blood doctrine or following their two-witness rule and not calling the police on child predators. But we're not going to talk about that too much today. I wanted to just talk about the small sacrifices. I was watching some of JW broadcast for June 2021, and I was seeing that there was this couple, and I might play a clip here.
Know better each other, we decided to get married. In fact, we were married in Senegal on one Tuesday, and we had to be that same week in Guinea-Bissau for the circuit assembly.
Okay, if we could just pause for just a moment here. So if we're understanding this, Alain, please tell us that there were no substitute circuit overseers available in all of West Africa that could cover that circuit assembly for you. You were married 4 days and had to be in another country for an assembly. There was no one that could take care of that assembly for you? Really?
Brother Shilton, that was fine. As you already know, the blessings of Jehovah are far beyond any sacrifices we can make in his service. We really loved that work. We loved being with our brothers and sisters.
Oh yes, we really love preaching with them. You can see in this picture, preaching with them, it's really so special to us. Seeing them in this picture bring very nice memories even.
There's this couple, and they're talking about how they went on their honeymoon and then they went straight to the assembly. They sacrificed that time that they should have been with each other and bonding with each other to go to a Jehovah's Witness assembly. And it just brought back memories. It brought back memories of things I sacrificed having to grow up in that cult of the Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, I don't want to make this video too long, but one of the first things that comes to mind is the fact that, after my high school graduation, I didn't get to enjoy the festivities that a senior would, a normal senior that's not being raised in a cult and to believe in a cult. But I didn't get to enjoy those festivities. It was the weekend of the convention. So I remember leaving right after my graduation that Thursday and going straight down to Gainesville. And even when we got there, it was late. We didn't even get in the pool, with some of the other people that I liked, the other witnesses that was there. I didn't even get in the pool with them or anything. I don't really remember too much of anything about that weekend, being in Gainesville, hearing these long sermons at the convention, right? It's a 3-day convention. They're like 8 hours long. They start at like 9, end at like 4. And, you have a lunch break in between the intermission. But, you hear these long sermons for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The only fun part you're looking to is the drama, right? And just socializing with everybody, walking around, intermission. That's the best part, intermission. And even when it's not intermission, I used to be walking around, okay? I used to be holding a sign out, please everyone take your seats. I ain't studying them signs. I'm going right outside to get me some fresh air. I'm not gonna stay sitting here listening to this. Well, now I know it's definitely nonsense all day long. Even then I couldn't stand it when I believed it. I couldn't stand to just sit there and just listen to that. But yeah, y'all, that's how I spent my high school weekend. And some people might say, well, if you was Jehovah's Witness, you shouldn't have been wanting to hang around those worldly people, right? Well, no, I did want to hang around those worldly people because, I'm 18 when I graduated, but I was 16 when I had gotten disfellowship. I was 16 when I got reinstated. I was on a disfellowship for about 6 months. But in that time, I've definitely seen how fake the Jehovah's Witnesses were. And no, I didn't want to spend, my time, my special time, me just graduating high school that should have been fun and exciting. I didn't want to spend it listening to these long sermons at the convention and being with these fake people that was just shunning me just a little while ago. Just because I sinned against God that had nothing to do with them, but I was announced on the stage as a 16-year-old child, a child, that I was disfellowshipped or no longer a Jehovah's Witness. And then people speculated whatever they speculated, the reasons why. And I have a video on me getting disfellowshipped and stuff. But anyway, even, that's one thing. But even just thinking about all the shows that we couldn't watch. First of all, you can't even be a kid on a Saturday morning, right? Because you're up there trying to, first of all, you're getting up early and going out in field service. But before you go out in field service and knock on people's door, you're preparing to, for what you're going to say at the door, right? So my favorite track as a kid was Who Really Rules the World. So I remember I would just be practicing and I would go at the door and ask people, who do you think really rules the world? I mean, 5, 6 years old when I was saying these things at the door to people. And, of course, they thought it was funny and they would accept it and stuff and they would talk and then my mom would kind of take over. But of course, everybody would say God. I know y'all remember that track, they had the hand out and with the earth, who really rules the world. And of course, the people would say God. And well, if God was ruling the world, do you think that he would allow this and this that's going on? And Satan rules the world. And start showing them the magazine. That's what I was doing on a Saturday morning, showing somebody who really rules the world. Okay, I was a little girl that should have been playing with some toys, sitting down somewhere, and watching some cartoons. Like, man, that was the fun thing to do, Like, you open the door, you see other kids, and they're watching cartoons, but you up here got to do this, Just little stuff like that. I remember one of my favorite shows growing up was Moesha, with Brandy in it. And I remember that was on Tuesday night. Tuesday night was the book study. But I wasn't missing Moesha, okay? I used to record it on a VHS, and I was going to watch me some Moesha, okay? So I recorded it, but it still wasn't the same as I got to just watch it when it came out, That kind of stuff sucks. Not to mention all the sports that I was never allowed to be in, I mean, I just couldn't imagine nowadays, my little girls. First of all, my son is all into sports. His dad has always had him all into sports, my husband. And, we have our little girls in tumbling. And, that's on Thursday nights. My son is practicing all through the week. But I just couldn't imagine having to tell them, oh, no, we have to log into the Zoom meeting. So you can't do that. You can't go to gymnastics. You can't play football, basketball, track, all this stuff that, kids love to do, and that's fun, and it keeps them active and busy. We couldn't do those things. We had to sit and listen to boring watchtowers and Kingdom Ministries, The Greatest Man Who Ever Lived books. All of these things that don't mean anything to us now that we're awake, right? I don't want any of that stuff. I'm so glad to be out of that and just so glad to not be raising my kids in that, because we sacrificed a whole lot, y'all. Not to mention, I've talked about it before in one of my videos. I remember when we did try to have fun, skating parties used to be getting canceled. Like, it's supposed to be like a Jehovah's Witness thing with just Jehovah's Witnesses there. And now, some elder or some overseer then recommended that this is not good. For why? What's wrong with skating? What's wrong with us coming together and enjoying doing something besides going to the convention? Why do they only want us to listen to their nonsense when we got together? Why couldn't we, have fun? You couldn't have fun. That was what you sacrificed being a Jehovah's Witness. Your fun. It's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. People would still have their small gatherings. You know, they would have those regardless. But if we ever tried to orchestrate something big, like a skating party, it would wind up getting shut down, you know, and they would say that we don't need to do that for whatever reason. I would never understand the reason why. You know, if it didn't include them, if it didn't include the organization, then they would make a way to sabotage it and make it no longer, you know, like the Bethel tour. Now, I went on the Bethel tour, and some of you may know about the Bethel tour, or may have been on the Bethel tour, but the Bethel tour would leave from Jacksonville, Florida, the one that I would go to, and it would be like 3-4 buses, sometimes like 5 buses, and we would visit, you know, Bethel in New York and in Canada. So things like that, they weren't gonna stop us from doing. It would be like a 10-day trip, or sometimes they would shorten it to a 7-day trip. Now those things were fun, and I'll make a video about that too. You know, even then, when you find out that it was all a lie, you know, it's just sad to have just wasted time, you know, and people have jobs as well that they quit when it's these special events for the Watchtower, the convention and the assemblies, the memorial. You know, they quit their jobs, or they don't accept jobs that would interfere with them attending these events, or even just attending the weekly meetings. They turn down really good jobs to make their meetings. But let me know what you sacrificed down in the comments below. I can think of so much more stuff, but like I said, not gonna make a long video. But again, y'all just let me know what y'all sacrificed. And yeah, happy awakening to everybody, and happy freedom to everybody, okay? No longer will the Watchtower dictate how we spend our Saturday mornings, and you know what we're gonna do after special occasions. I don't care if there's an assembly. I don't care if it's the memorial. We ain't going, okay? All right, y'all like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.